It can be the greatest game in the world. If there are no people there to watch it, it becomes nothing.
Johnston. And a goal by Johnston. That makes it 2 by him.
We were magnificent. Magnificent.
Larson. Oh, he's in. Henrik Larsson. That is sensational. Nakamura.
The game is over. The Rebels have won.
He's done it! Galvan's put it in, and without a doubt, the European Cup is on its way.
We'll never stop. We'll stop at half time, and we'll stop at the end of the game when we celebrate.
Welcome to another episode of the Jungle Gyms podcast. It's Sunday the 22nd of February, and it's myself and Paddy here. As you can tell, we're pretty pissed off. That's putting the mildly, man. We've just kind of dropped points at Easter Road. Paddy, how do you feel, mate?
Mate, I'm honestly, I'm fucking beating. Not only was it a dire performance, it comes off the back of a spanking in Norway when we rested 6 players, seemingly kind of for Ange to no mind too much about the European football and concentrate in the league, and then we come back and we play with a fucking total shambolic, lackluster, gutless performance like we did today, mate. I'm fucking beating. And by the way, that's not just with the players, that's with the manager as well. The manager's caught it in a minute today.
Oh, aye, that's a good point that you make. I need to kind of bring myself up here and remember that we're actually doing a podcast and I'm not on my way to a funeral. Right, so Celtic away to Hibs. Paddy, there's no getting away from it. Since the Rangers game, our performances have been very, very lacklustre. That's putting it mildly. Scott, how you doing, mate? Hi, utter shite today, guys. I know.
I know, sure, mate.
Was it a combination of us being crap and Hibs being good? Like they wanted it more than us. Obviously, we're a level above them in terms of ability-wise. You made a good point about we rested quite a few of our good players, people like Jota and stuff like that. They never played in the game away in Norway. But where is it? Is it we were just shite today? Is it a run of events right now, and it's kind of culminating in us dropping points? Because even whenever we were winning games, post the Rangers game, it was like the last minute. We had a few last minute winners, and we were thinking we've got 6 minutes added stoppage time. Is it going to be another one of them? But no, we failed to do it. Even if we did score, we can't gloss over the cracks, mate. Aye, take it away, mate.
Mate, it was a combination of different things. Now you can't blame fucking jet lag or any nonsense like that, because obviously we were only playing in Germany. There were 6 players rested. We've came into this game on a bit of a kind of downward slide on form. I know we've still been winning. I know we're still top of the league, right? So it's no doom and gloom. It's no fucking apocalypse now stuff. But that kind of result's been coming because we've been failing to see our teams as convincingly as we have done. And even the games that we snatched defeat for the draws of a draw or defeat, we were still playing with the intense tempo that Ange promised us, and that Ange is kind of the purveyor of, you know what I mean? It's like you heard at the start, they don't stop till we stop. We stop and they stop, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The players they looked as if they were wearing lead boots today, mate. They were fucking slow as fuck. Dead, cumbersome. The manager's tactics was almost, in fact, the manager's tactics was worse than the Livingston games at the start of the season for me. It was the same old shit. Just lump the ball into the box. You've got a wee guy at 5'6", I think he is, Maeda, if you're lucky, 5'6", and we're trying to put cross balls into him against Porteous and whoever, fucking Rocky, fucking Bushina, and centre back. The guys at over 6 feet against a wee guy at 5'6". The tactics were wrong, the players were wrong, the attitude was wrong, and the manager has been a fucking complete joke today. Because if that's his kind of approach to a game where we've no bothered about Europe, but we're going to go and bother on the league, and he brings the 6 guys in, plays with that ridiculous mentality, makes one substitute the full game, Gav, and then has got the goal to tell us that he's not got a plan B. Well, he fucking better find one, because we needed a plan B today. Right. Guess what? We get fuck all. Absolute fucking joke.
Let's go through the lineup, mate.
Sorry, mate. There's Scott. Right, this has just boiled my blood here. Scott Cameron. Ange has just blamed it on Hibs sitting in and loading the box. Who the fuck, mate? I love Ange, right, for what he's done this season, but who the fuck does he think he is coming out with comments like that? What do you want? It's his job. It's his job to then go and counter that. See if Hibs come out and start sitting in the box, watch the game, look at the game for 5 minutes and say, right, they're camping in their own box. What are we going to do about it? Nothing.
If you're going to be the manager of Celtic, you should know that that's what you're up against.
Yes, yes.
Right, the back five, there's no surprises. You've got Hart, Taylor, Starfelt, Cameron Cutler-Vickers and Josip Juranovic. In midfield, we've got Hatate back, we've got McGregor, and we've got Rogic up front, Jota, Maida, Abada. On paper, going into that game, were you happy with that lineup, mate? I think Giacomakis was out with illness. That's what Ange said pre-match. Are you happy with it on paper?
The only thing I wasn't too happy about was seeing Maeda up front. I would have preferred for us to actually go with Abada, which is something that I've kind of grown into kind of wanting to see, because Maeda's not really cut it for me. And most games that he's played this season, he's looked good at the start. Obviously scored a couple of goals, but he's done pretty much fucking hee-haw anytime he's played as the focal striker.
I was happy with Maeda starting because we need to give him a chance, and then we can make opinions about him. I was happy with it on paper going into it. Right, okay, so where did we go wrong? Midfield, defence, attack. I don't think anyone really covered themselves in glory. I think overall, people taking too many touches. The tempo was crap. They didn't want it as much as what Hibs did. Now, don't get me wrong, neither team done enough to deserve the 3 points. Nisbet went off. That was like one of the few things that Starfelt did that actually made a contribution to the game, was getting Nisbet injured. Not condoning that, but that's what happened anyway. So that kind of made Hibs a wee bit toothless up front. What have we got? Miller time. Maida has been pushed. Gives us nothing up top. Missing Kyoko. Mate, we're totally missing Kyoko. Compare that. That was night and day. Compare that to earlier on in the season when we went away to Easter Road. Within half an hour, we were 3-0 up. That was a game that Rogic got injured. Within half an hour, we were 3-0 up in that game away to Easter Road earlier on in the season, and we looked fantastic. Night and day compared to now. I literally, it was night and day because that was like an evening kick-off. But mate, the only good things about today was the fucking weather and that sexy away top that we were wearing. Apart from that,
for last season.
Aye, true. And by the way, on the bench, we never had much of an attacking threat. We only had like Forrest, who was on the bench, who was an attacking threat, and Karamoko, Dembele. Oh man, we need to be upbeat. It's my responsibility to be upbeat. Okay, so what I will say is we gained a point.
Fuck off.
Now, I know that we don't give a toss about Rangers, but who are they playing today?
Motherwell at home.
Motherwell at home. Okay, right.
Who I don't think's won a game all season. I don't think.
Motherwell haven't won a game all season, or a game at home.
I don't know.
Really, they've won games, mate.
I don't know.
You can't beat the wrong options.
I genuinely don't fucking know. All I know is that last week, the tables have completely turned this weekend, right? So last weekend, the first game that came out was the Rotten Mob versus Dundee United. They drew, dropped 2 points. They never gained a point. They dropped 2 points. That then gave us the confidence to go into the game and try and fucking go ahead. It's fucking totally changed now. You had midweek, we get crumbled against the Norwegians again. They fucking battered Dortmund. I don't give a fuck who or what their team was. They went out and they beat Dortmund again. This week, they've got to play the game second. We've dropped points and now the tide is theirs to go and make up. So we've went from being potentially 6 points ahead in the league, mate, to 1 point if they win today. 1 fucking point, mate. From 6 to 1. That is disgraceful. Absolute disgraceful. And that is not how you become champions, mate. And I know games you can get beat. I know you can slip up. I know you can have a bad day in the office, mate. But that's not a bad day at the office. That is fucking atrocious. Atrocious setup.
As you said, it has been coming. Now we're going into the kind of the championship months of the season. This is squeaky bum time. We've already got ahead of Rangers, but now our form is different.
McGinty, Motherwell's not won a league game in 2022. Is that what it is? Right. Okay.
Right. Right. At the crucial part of the stage, once we get ahead of Rangers, now our form is dipping. Yes, we've had a few kind of last gasp winners at Parkhead, but as you said, the writing was on the wall. It was catching up with us, and it has caught up with us today. Yes, we didn't concede, got a point, but 3 points is 3 points. It's crucial right now at the end of the season, and our form is getting crap. So the forum, sorry, the tactics. You said that the tactics were shite. I agree with you that we've not got the height. We're not a physically strong team. We kept on crossing it into the box, but you could be Maida. He's not going to do much unless he gets really, really fucking lucky. But I felt that whenever we were trying to pass it through them, we never had that cutting edge. They wanted us to kind of go through the centre, but Porteous had a really good game, I thought. We never had the craft, we never had the guile to get to pass it through them, mate. So what would you have done differently tactically if you're going to criticise Ange?
Well, first things first, what I would have did simply would be to swap Maeda and Abada in game, because it was clear after about maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes that Abada wasn't going to be effective as the focal striker, whereas Abada was the one that was kind of getting into positions and at least looking like he was trying to attack the centre-backs. So get Maeda to fuck out the road, say just you go out onto the right wing and go and use your pace to try and get the balls, to try and beat a man and then swing a ball in for Abada, who can at least ghost into a position, as we know, as we've seen. Jota, I don't know. Jota looks kind of short in confidence. You look at the bench, Gav, and you said it yourself. The only attacking options was Forrest, and Dembele. Now O'Reilly, as we've seen in a couple of games this season, doesn't look as if he can play in the same team as Rogic. Rogic was absolutely pathetic, so it was the right call that O'Reilly came on for Rogic. Personally, I would have done it earlier, but he at least made the right call. Then, who did you bring on after that? I don't think I would have brought on Forrest, because he has been ineffective this season, totally. That leaves you with bringing Karamoko on, who hasn't played this season. He's been injured. He's a wee guy at 5'4". Not that that's going to stop him, but that's you trying to fling in trust in a untested wee fella in Postecoglou's system. So whatever you do, mate, I'm do you know what, mate? I'm actually sick of listening to Postecoglou, given that he's not got a plan B. You look at a guy that was sacked today, mate. A guy who's supposed to be one of the greatest managers in footballing history. One of the guys who's inspired Guardiola, fucking this one, that one, blah, 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 blah. Marcelo Bielsa. Bielsa for Leeds had one system and he played one way. What did that get him? Fucking I tell you what, go me his jotters. Go him sacked.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Correct, mate. And I was talking to him again earlier on during the match, and I said that if you play one way and one way only, it only takes so long for even one team to suss you out. Right? Livingston fucking have sussed us out at the start of the season twice in a row. 2 games back to back, they sussed us out. They thought all we're going to do is put balls into the box, so they overloaded the zones and they just waited when the balls came in and they soaked up every single bit of pressure. And then they went and had their odd wee counter attack up the park. It was the same again with Hibs today. Hibs, for me, knew fine well that Celtic were going to come at the traps right away and try and get that kind of quick impact on the game, try and get up the park and try and score. So Hibs didn't exactly sit in and camp in, but they just dropped in a wee bit deeper. And they didn't really overexert themselves, Gav. They weren't defended for their lives. They were just going through the motions. And Celtic were just totally ineffective. It was like trying to blow up a tank with flinging a sausage at it. That's about how effective we were. Fucking unbelievable.
Right. In terms of Postecoglou, I think that we're all guilty of it, just as human beings, as football fans. We go from extreme high to extreme low. I think today, for me, it's not an extreme low. It's just a fucking gut punch. That's what it is. It's just a bit of a gut punch. And we will probably drop more points between now and the end of the season. So I'm not overly surprised, but it doesn't lessen the disappointment. Now, for my thoughts on Postecoglou, wasn't it too long ago that we were saying he was the best thing to happen to Celtic? So I'm trying to keep it into context. I'm not telling you off, Paddy. We're all entitled to our opinions, and that's what makes a podcast. That's what makes people agree with us or disagree with us, tune in or tune out. So it's all about fucking opinions. I'm going to just remember that Postecoglou, in general, I'm happy with him being at the helm. But all good teams, it happens to all good teams. You have a slump in form, and I'm just hoping that we arrest it before it really derails our championship drive. Do you want to read out a few comments? What's McGinty saying?
Right, there's the one that's up now. McGinty's saying, the fact that they made one sub, refusing to use Forrest, shows you that the manager has no faith in the bench backup. As he's doing that on purpose not to use them. Scott Cameron, for all the good Rogic was today, which was fuck all, mate, to be fairly honest with you, we would have been better off with his countryman, Rolf. Aye, right, very good. I'm not going to repeat that.
Why you associate ourselves with Rolf Harris, mate?
Aye, fuck you, Rolf Harris.
Would be a better comparison, yeah.
Miller time should have been beat on for Hatate and pushed McGregor up. Possibly, but
possibly.
I don't know. You could have put fucking Beaton on at centre back, and you could have put Carter Vickers up top to go and try and ruffle the defenders, because it was clear that Porteous, and I'm sure it was Bashir that was playing beside him. I can't remember, but Porteous and the other centre back had the beating of what do you call Maeda all day. It was like, come on to fuck.
Aye, yeah.
See this, right? Sorry, Gav. Sorry just for cutting in. Right? I get the sentiment behind this comment, but it really fucking annoys me. Pat Scanlon, thanks for commenting first of all, mate. Keep the faith, boys. We haven't become a bad team overnight, mate.
I don't have issue with that,
mate. I do. See that? That's such an outdated fucking notion, right? See this whole keep the faith. So does that mean that you're not allowed to comment on shocking performances? Does that mean that does that mean that you become a team where you don't rely on critique and you're like, oh god, I hope we win the next game? Come on.
No, mate, he's just saying, look, okay, what about the second part of that comment? We've not become a bad team overnight.
Well, obviously we have, because we became a fucking terrible team since the last fucking fortnight.
I disagree.
What do you disagree with?
Well, my point is that even really, really good teams, they have slumps in form. They can't always maintain it. Now, we need to find out where the fuck we're going wrong here and get us back up to the levels that we have shown earlier on in the season.
Right. So let's start on that then, right? So Thursday night, right? So a back-to-back drubbing against the Norwegian champions, right? We'll give them their due because they are the Norwegian champions. For me, they were a really, really good team, tactically, physically, on the ball, everything. A really, really good team. Yeah. So Ange's basically told us that he's kind of dropped players for the away game, right? He's then turning around and saying that, you can't win them all, blah, blah, blah. We've brought these guys back for the day and we've completely played the exact same way that we did on Thursday, which is one of the worst inept games that I have seen the entire season. And we've then carried that on into the league game, when the league is the pivotal point in this season is to win the league, and we're playing the exact same fashion with different players. So two different teams playing the exact same way under the same manager.
Yeah. I just don't think they were a bad team, mate. I agree with you.
I ain't saying we're a bad team. I'm saying right now we're playing badly. We are playing fucking shockingly. There's Miller time.
That's the point. How do we turn this around? Because we're in February. You can't say that the players are tired. They already had their winter break, so it's not that.
Right. But Gav, they're playing. That's the way they're playing, mate. They're playing as if they're wearing fucking concrete boots.
Is it a mental thing? Like they beat Rangers. We get to the top of the league. Rangers are dropping points in the league, and now where are we at right now? We're putting in shit performances. Well, we're still winning games, but now we've dropped the points. Now, don't get me wrong. The next league game, we could go back on the winning run. Hopefully it stops right now. But I thought with the Bodo Glimt games, Ange would be able to say, right, for fuck's sake, let's get it together, like extra training sessions or whatever. You know, just like think outside the box. What can we do? What solutions can they come up with? The coaches as well. It's not just an Ange. It's with everybody. It's with the players, the coaches. With the McElhone guy, that sports science guy, or whatever the nutritionist stood. Everybody's all in it together. They need to find solutions to kind of stop this slump in form, because it cannot continue. If we give them another sniff, then they're going to go top of the league if we keep playing like this. So I don't know what the solution is. Is it mental? Is it physical? Is it tactical? No. Hibs wanted it more than us. That was obvious to see. Hibs wanted it more than us today.
But did they? Did they really? Because see, all the stats that I was seeing during the game, it was all that Hibs had the better possession. Hibs done that. They fucking never. That was one lot of shite. Celtic more or less overran them. But the problem for me, Gav, was that there was no directness in the team. There was no clinicalness. That team today was like watching fucking Brendan Rodgers in his last season. It was all about passing it from side to side to side to side to side and keeping up the fucking possession. I'm not interested in fucking possession or fucking stats or this or that, or we had so many attacks. Or like, fuck off, give me peace. I want to see us score more goals in our team, because that's the only way we're going to win games. Get fucking up there and no there. The ball goes that way towards the goal and no that way at the fullbacks all the time. It's fucking no hard, mate. And so many people try and complicate football by trying to do fucking pish, wishy-washy stuff. Just get up and score the goals. And it's the same with Ange and all, mate. Ange's, listen, I'm not going to berate Ange on the whole. The guy's done magnificent overall, but I certainly am going to fucking give him stick when he deserves it. And today he deserves it, mate. We were lackluster. We were putting crosses into the ball when we had nobody to get on the end of it. Our play was it was easy to figure out for Maloney. He made one sub. There. Come on to fuck, mate. It's unbelievable.
One moment in the game which really pissed me off. It was near the end of the game, and we've got a free kick at the very almost in our box, and we play it to Hart. Hart plays it to the defender. It goes back to Hart, and then like they kind of charges down, and they win a corner. Do you remember that? And you see Maloney celebrating. That was fucking infuriating. It's what we've got for David Boy Celtic. I love Ange, but his stubborn fest is not playing in any other way. Sorry, his stubbornness is not playing in any other way. It's starting to affect us. We've been pished for weeks and struggling to win games because he refuses to change tactics or even formation.
Aye, there's a few guys kind of adding into that as well. Millertime, great name by the way. There is no top manager in the world who doesn't have a plan B. Yep. Scott Cameron. Somebody needs to give the players a rocket up the arse before it's too late.
Yes.
McGinty's got a different view there. To be fair to Ange there, Paddy, we didn't hold the ball at the back too much, although it's creeping in. That's fair enough, but we certainly didn't fucking make any kind of clinical passes. Or Scott Cameron, Celtic didn't get the ball to the wings enough. Another time again. Top teams take 3 or 4 passes and they run on goal. Even Bodo were doing that. We need a capable centre attacking midfielder who can take the ball under pressure and move it forward. Yes. Sean Ross says, "I Gav just about to type that up." I can't actually remember what he's talking about, but
I don't even know what I said. But
Sean, do us a favour, pal. Just give us another wee comment, mate, just to let us know what comment you're talking about. The last one there from McGinty as well, mate. Refusal to make subs shows he doesn't trust the bench. So is he making a point to the board or to the players to step up?
No, I don't think he's that stubborn to you know the cut off your nose to spite your face. I don't think he's that, because he wants to win the league. He's not going to make a statement at this time. And the board has helped him. He said that the board has helped him. You know, no, January was good for us. I don't think he's making that type of statement. One other thing that I want you to kind of comment and tell me if you agree or disagree. Leaders on the park. Obviously, we've got Hart as a goalkeeper, but that comment from one of the boys saying you need to rock up the arse. So whenever you're playing in the game, I know that we don't have a Roy Keane, we've got a Callum McGregor. That's what we've got. But apart from a Callum McGregor, who might shout at players, even if he's not playing well, the role of a captain is to get the people around you playing well. And it just doesn't have to be one person. It can be everybody. You can have a team full of captains. But take away Hart because he's a goalkeeper. Apart from Callum McGregor, and I don't think he covered himself in glory today. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that he did well today. But whenever we're playing like this, who have we got mentally wise who can bring us up a notch? I
don't know, mate, but I'll tell you something as well, right? And as I say, I'm not trying to berate Ange, right? But as I say, I'll give him praise when he deserves it, and I will fucking sure as fuck call him out when I think he deserves that and all. So you remember the game against, who was it? Was it Raith Rovers in the cup a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he was fucking screaming on the sidelines when the player passed it back away.
Aye.
So we're ahead in the game that game. A player passes it back and slows the games down against Raith Rovers in the cup. Angie's on the sidelines fucking screaming. We're in the league today. We're back to league duty today. Mate, did you hear fucking Ange screaming on the sideline? No. All I seen was from standing on the sideline fucking shaking his head. What did they do to change it? Fucking hee-haw. He made one sub. Never changed nothing else. Never changed the tactics. Never changed the approach. Never changed anything in the game. And he'll probably fucking give it, oh, well, mate, I don't do plan B. Well, you fucking better start, because that's not good enough. You can't win fucking games just playing one way. There's plenty of managers and plenty of snake oil salesmen that have came here and tried to do that and failed every single time. Now, there's questions coming up the sidelines talking about Australians previously kind of telling us that his teams will burn out towards the end of the season. I couldn't give a fuck about that. They can burn out all they want. That doesn't mean to say that takes anything away from tactical mismanagement. And for 3 games now, in recent weeks, Bodo the first one, Bodo the second one, and today, and total tactical mismanagement.
We need to go back. Yeah. Right, okay, so why did we not score a goal today? So for me, the point that you brought up earlier was kept crossing the ball into the box, and you've got wee Maeda, who's tiny. He's not going to jump above Porteous. The fullbacks, I don't think the fullbacks were really on it today. I'm not saying that they weren't trying. They were trying, but Taylor and Josip Juranovic, they weren't getting up as much as what they normally do. The overloads, I didn't really see too many effective overloads in the centre of the park whenever they gravitate towards the middle. That is, mate, it was fucking dire today. Jamie, aye. Jota, a few times he managed to cut in on his right, and he fired it like fucking Van Vossen right over the bar. Like not even just over the bar, like fucking heading into the stratosphere, man. It was that bad. Abada had a good chance at the start of the game whenever he was played in with a brilliant through ball, a diagonal through ball by Jota, and the keeper was on rushing, and Abada lobbed it over him, but it went wide. Maybe Kyogo could have scored that type of goal. I think obviously Kyogo's a better finisher. I don't think Abada's the best finisher in the world, but he's got very good awareness and drive to get to those positions. But apart from that, I think that was one of our best opportunities. There was an opportunity later in the second half near the end when somebody fired it on goal. Jota managed to get in, I think it was. He cut it back, and somebody fired it in. Might have been Hatate, might have been O'Reilly, and it hit off their defender. Mate, but apart from that, we didn't have the guile. Like Rogic is that type of player he's like the kind of the locksmith. Whenever they've got 2 banks of 4, and he's the one who can unpick that. We didn't have that today. Rogic has been pretty shite, I think, since he came back for Australia for international duty. Jota's not been great in the past few games. Abada, I'm not going to slate Abada. I like Abada, and Hatate had one of his worst games for us today.
Aye, there's the doctor, Strangelove. Mate, I usually every week, I know you're one of the guys that constantly comment in, so thanks very much. And I generally agree with everything you say, but that there is no, I don't agree with that at all, mate. 1 point gained at a tough venue, no, pal, that's 2 points lost today. Absolutely not.
I agree. It's one less tough venue that we can tick off the list now. I agree with that.
Aye. 2 points lost at a tough venue. Another game ticked off. We defended those set pieces and corners well, controlled it well, lacked penetration in the final third, still top regardless. Hibs embarrassing. Well, do you know what? Before the game, I was expecting to see a kind of a swashbuckling game between the two sides, Gav. I was expecting Hibs to come out with a bit of guile and a good attitude and take the game to us. And I was expecting the same for Celtic. But obviously Hibs came up with another game plan. And obviously it worked for them because, as I said to McGinty during the game, my suspicions was that Maloney was trying to be clever about it by no sitting in, but sitting back and just soaking up everything. As I say, they didn't even do it with like defending for their lives. They weren't fucking blowing out their arses at the end of the game. They were just sitting back and just letting Celtic go and pass it from side to side and do what they were doing and fucking throw flowers on the fucking flare and blah, 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 and nothing. And they waited to the last 10 minutes and then they started having a go when Celtic were obviously going to get tired. Do you know what I mean? And try to get something at the end. That's not good enough. That ain't good enough. If you want to go and win a league, you can't be fucking going to the hardest places like that. Mate, I know you're just calling it how you've seen it, and so am I, mate. But I can't see that as a positive. I can't see that as being a point gained.
Right.
I know obviously we could have get beat, but that's, mate, come on, that was 2 points lost today. I
know you guys are calling it as you see it, and me and Paddy are calling it as we see it. Me and Paddy don't always agree with everything, but I think whenever podcasts get criticised, they're being negative, and not that anyone is criticising us today for that. What I would say is sometimes you can play well and not get the victory. That's fine, but not getting the point, or not getting the victory and not playing well in combination, yes. That's when you are entitled to criticise. And yeah, one substitution, valid point, and it was one midfielder for another midfielder. It was a like for like. So we only got a point. We played pish. Hibs weren't great. Hibs did not do enough to deserve the victory, but I just felt that we were lacklustre, and we've been lacklustre for a while. So we're entitled to criticise, as are the viewers.
Aye. I tell you what, by the way, Hibs were an embarrassment today, mate. They were diving about. They were fucking feigning injury. They were trying to slow down the game at every single point. And I remember Maloney as a player. Maloney was a decent wee player for us whenever he moved out kind of into the wide areas. But I do also remember him being a wee diving fucker and all. So he's clearly brought that into his management.
Yeah, I've no issue with that. You don't earn points by having good principles. You earn points by having to do the dark arts. We're long in the tooth enough to know what to expect in football. I've got no issue with that.
I still think it's embarrassing, mate, having your players diving about, trying to time waste, trying to do everything. I get that with a team that's kind of lower in the league, but still, if you're a young up and coming manager who's been at fucking running about with Roberto Martinez playing fancy football, being at Belgium, with players of a great calibre, and then you come into your first time as management and you've got your players diving about, that's embarrassing, especially to yourself.
Well, that's their concern, that's not our concern. Mate, who have we got next? in the league? I know.
Mate, I'm fucking scunnered, mate, absolutely scunnered. And I'm sure everybody who's been nice enough to come in and view today.
Well, in the meantime, to the viewers, for the next game, what would you do to change it? Is it a problem with the personnel? Because we had a different personnel away in Norway, and it was much of a muchness with the performance-wise. So is it a personnel thing? Is it a tactical thing? How would you change it for the next game? Where are we going wrong? Is it just a boot up the arse that they need? Do the players need to have a meeting themselves? Because the dressing rooms should be managing themselves. And whenever you're having bad performances like this, then they should be talking to themselves. And they should be calling each other out in the dressing room. They said that each person needs to up their game. How would you change it though?
I don't know, mate, but I've just seen the comments here. I've got them up and all, but get the guys to let you know.
You've got your hat up and all, mate.
I know, mate. I'm fucking ready for flinging it off into the ground. We've got St Mirren on Wednesday, Livingston on Sunday. I can't give a fuck who the Rangers have got, to be honest, mate. Sorry, I'm not in the mood.
They've got a new manager. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. Hopefully they don't get that spur that a new manager brings.
We're at home on Wednesday to St Mirren. We need to go out there and blow them at the water. Nothing to do with being St Mirren, it's just who they are at that time, because we're playing fucking pish. There's probably about a 95% chance that our mob is going to go and win the day. So again, if or when they win, that takes it back to 1 point. So we need to just keep winning and winning and winning. The one that's concerning there is Livingston on a Sunday. It's away. It's at the fucking Spaghetti Head.
This is the worst time to go there.
This is the worst time to go there. we've been beat. We've lost points after them. 2 games this season. We need to mate, we need to go and spank them. We need to go and win there. We need to get that monkey off our back. The next game after that is a Monday night in the Scottish Cup. What's that? So we play Livingston on the 6th. Then we've got a break, probably an international break, I think. Then we're back to league duty on the 14th of March. And then it's Ross County on the Saturday. So Monday and Wednesday, Livingston on Sunday, and then you're looking at Ross County 2 weeks later on the Saturday. That's at home. So the good thing is we've got 2 home games against St Mirren, who we really should be capitalising against. New manager, new team, blah, blah, blah. And then Ross County, we need to beat them at home. The big fucking worry before we go and play the Huns is this Livingston game. We need to get that. We need to make sure that wee fucking coconut head David Martindale is getting him greeting that night. I hate him. He's a wee fucking prick.
I'm not a fan of him either. We're scunnered. We are scunnered.
So, Gav,
I don't think we've been like this before. I don't think we've been like this before as a podcast, but we just...
No, well, you, myself and McGinty covered I think we covered the Livingston game. And I was really fucking scunnered with that game because the 2 games back to back, we played the exact same way, mate. We tried to just get crosses into the middle of the park. To Kyogo, who at the time, I think he's slightly taller than Maeda, maybe like about an inch or something. But we tried to play the same way. We tried to get crosses in at that time as well. We didn't have Rogic. It was Turnbull that was in as the kind of focal point of the midfield attack. He wasn't getting forward. He wasn't supporting the striker. It was just time after time, crosses in. The centre halves for Livingston were just sitting there with fucking tuxedos on, mate, just clearing everything. No pressure whatsoever. And then we played exactly the same way against them at Celtic Park. I think it was a couple of weeks later. Mm-hmm. Same again, crosses, no direct play, nothing. And then obviously Jackie Makis went and missed the penalty at the last minute, which was unfortunate, blah, blah, blah. But we lost points over 2 games against Livingston. And mate, that was infuriating, the fact that we actually went and played them the same way the second time. But today, mate, we absolutely played worse today than we did against those 2 games in Livingston. It was fucking outrageous. It was outrageous how bad it was. And people was probably sitting after 5 minutes and saying, I can see us definitely dropping points today or getting beat. And I seen that. I seen that right away. In fact, I'm sure I said to McGinty after about 20 minutes, I said, this is get fucking 0-0 written all over it.
Aye. An interesting stat that I read was for our goals conceded. We've conceded 17 in the league, and 9 of them have came to set pieces. That's like 53% of our goals are by set pieces. Chris Boyd actually made a point, and he said that a lot of teams don't know how to score against Celtic, and they see the set pieces as their only opportunity. That was quite insightful for a troll like him. But another positive is we never actually conceded today. The defence stood up. So we can give them that. And we got a point today as well. And we don't have to go to Easter Road again for the remainder of the season. What have we got? The Celtic. All right, Dale, how you doing? You know, utter dog shite. Maeda has been so disappointing after all the expectations. And we were talking about that in the last podcast. Are we entitled to expect everybody to hit the ground running? No, we're not. But Kyogo certainly did. Maeda has not. We need to give him more time, I think. I was happy for him to start today. But again, it's another opportunity that he's wasted, unfortunately. Full team of management at fault today. Aye. Everybody's getting it.
Well, here's another one as well, Gav. I know last week, the odious fucking Mr. Hugh Keevins.
I like that word. That's a good word, mate. Odious.
I was trying to think of a right horrible word for a horrible wee man. He's just into getting clickbaits, mate. He does it just to fucking.
Mate, this is the first time I've smiled since the game started.
He's just a wee fud that's swallowed a dictionary. So last week he was basically saying that fucking if we didn't win or something, you know, Rangers would go tap, even though the fact that we were still like a point ahead in it at the time. And McGinty's just sent me a tweet there for BBC Sport Scotland. So BBC Sport Scotland is now on the Jungle Gyms podcast banned list. They're saying that the champions have the chance to return to the top of the Scottish Premiership after leaders Celtic dropped points to Hibernian. So obviously they fucking idiots who are in charge of the BBC don't actually realise that we were 4 points ahead. And they must have thought that we were only 2 points ahead in the league if they're going to win and then go top. Fucking idiots. So anybody, fucking this isn't me following them. This is a screenshot, by the way. Avoid the BBC. They're scumbags. They want Rangers to win. So does every single Scottish media in this country. Avoid them like the plague.
Yeah. Avoid all media. A blanket media ban. Right, okay. Strange love. I'm okay with our work outside the final third, but I would be working on the tempo and one-touch stuff in the box. Yeah, I'm with you on that. As well as corners and set pieces. And Miller time, if we can't beat Livingston, we don't deserve to win the league, but that is the hard truth. I don't know, is every team entitled to have a bogey team, or should you be beating everybody in front of you, Paddy?
Mate, if you want to win the league, then you can't have bogey teams. For me, if you have bogey teams, then that shows that you don't have the tactical knowledge, nous, ability to go and change yourself against a team. Now, bear in mind that said bogey team could be a brilliant team, but we're not talking about brilliant teams. We're talking about Livingston, who's a team who's beat us twice in a row. And my God, has actually got us frightened to go to fucking the Tony Macaroni Dome. Do you know what I mean? In the middle of March. No, that I'm frightened, mate. I'm just really, really dreading it because I don't know if I've got that much faith in the management team to go and play a different way, especially when he's telling us, I've no go. Mate, it's really starting to annoy me, this whole fucking flippant comments for this guy. And I love how the fact that he can be quite laid back when he's talking to the media and he's giving it, mate, I don't do this and I don't do that. But see when he's talking to the Celtic supporters and he's telling us that he's not got a plan B, I'm starting to get really annoyed, mate, because everybody and their fucking granny can see sometimes in a game you need to change the game. So how know this manager? And is this just a bit of contempt, or is this him just saying, I'm too stubborn to change my game because I'll just play whatever way I want to play and you'll fucking deal with it? Well, that's great when the going's good, but see when the going's tough, what do you do? Even Lennon absolutely was slaughtered by vast majority of the Celtic support, right? See the season before last, the one COVID stopped the season.
Yeah,
we were absolutely dross running into the new year, and then when we came back in January, Lennon changed it to 3-5-2, changed it from a 4-2-3-1 to a 3-5-2, and blew teams away. As I say, mate, even the worst managers can make fucking changes that make your team better. And for me, Postecoglou, as good a manager as he is, he needs to realise that teams are not that stupid that they don't know how to adapt to the one system.
Okay. What would be the one thing that you would like to see changed in the next game for Celtic? Whether it be personnel or tactics?
Well,
what are we crying out for?
If we're missing Jackie Marcus, we're missing Kyogo, we're clearly going to have to either go with Maeda or Abada. Maeda's, for me, isn't good enough so far to be the central kind of forward player. I would go to a 4-4-2, mate. I would play Abada beside him. Even if you've not got a guy who can kind of be the balanced big guy, wee guy, at least you've got two guys there that can find a bit of space and feed off each other. You're not getting that. You're asking one guy to take on 2 and 3 men when they're no out and out strikers. And if you're not going to do that and you're going to stick with the 4-3-3, then put Maeda out to the right and put Abada through the centre. A guy who's actually proven that he can score multiple goals this season.
A bit of 4-4-2 with Maeda and Rogic.
What, Rogic up front?
Aye, alongside that.
Yeah, I would even start Rogic the next game after that performance today. I think he deserves to sit his ass on the bench the next game. After that, that's fucking disgraceful.
So O'Reilly in ahead of Jota for the next game, regardless of position in the midfield.
No, Rogic.
No, would you put O'Reilly? Oh, sorry, I am talking fish. O'Reilly in ahead of Rogic in the midfield for the next.
Yes. After the day, yes, absolutely. I thought Rogic was a disgrace today.
Yeah, I think he's getting a game on reputation right now.
There's
Jamie
Boy.
quicker and stuff. He's on a bad form.
I need to go. I'm gutted, boys. Aye, same here, mate. But listen, we're all gutted, mate. But keep your chin up, mate.
I've got to say that normally I write a fair amount of notes for games, for flashpoints. I've written that I had a chance in the 14th minute where he lobbed it over the keeper and it went wide. And then I wrote in the 57th minute, O'Reilly came on for Rogic. That's all I've written for this game, apart from the lineup. Aye. Who we got? Sean Smiley. Was it Bodo game he changed to 4-4-2 second half? Didn't seem to work, but also left it too late if it was that game.
I don't know. Gav, you've asked the question. I'll ask you. What do you think? Where do you think the team needs to be changed? What do you think they need to do for the next game against Mum to bring back winning ways?
Right.
Do you think they need to change it? I don't know.
Right. Well, something needs to change. I don't think it's really a personnel problem. I think we've got the players to win the league now. I'm confident in that, and I'm confident that we've got the players to beat Rangers next time we meet them because they are our toughest opposition. But how do we arrest this slump in form? I think it's psychological. It can't be fitness. I'm not buying the fitness thing. We've already had the winter break, and I spoke about that earlier. They need to have a talk. They need to have a grown-up talk and say, well, professional footballers here and we're playing shite. Where are we going wrong? They need to come together, and they all need to act like leaders on that park. They need to stop it right now. They need to stop looking at other people and expecting them to bail us out. And that's happened too often this season. Individuals coming to the fore rather than as a team we're firing all cylinders. We need to get back to being a great team rather than waiting for individuals to bail you out. So they need to talk about it and fucking get the finger out their arse.
I was I say, like, there's Davy Boy actually just coming in fucking adding to what I was going to say. And showing a bit of emotion and giving them a bollocking might help. Aye, Davy, as I said, you know, he was quick enough to be fucking shouting and bawling whenever Welsh, I think it was, passed it back to Hart because he wanted the team moving forward. But I didn't hear any shouting and bawling today when his team were clearly just fucking passed it sideways and no offering any direct play whatsoever. As I say, anything, he was captured, just standing shaking his head in the sideline. That's not good enough. That's not good enough, and I don't care who. I'm being fucking probably just standoffish here. I don't care what he says, and I don't care what anybody says about him. He was pathetic today as well, making 6 changes after Europe, playing the exact same way, making 1 change the day in game when it clearly wasn't working, changing nothing about it today when it wasn't working. What did Ange do today, apart from put out the first team? He did fuck all.
Right, Paddy. Unless we've got anything fresh to bring to analyse that game, then I guess we'll just wrap it up, mate. We're feeling as scunnered as you guys. I hope I've not been too depressing for you. I hope you appreciate the good weather and actually go out and actually do something productive for the rest of the day. I'm fucking going to head out, man, because I can't stay indoors after that game. I need to get out, man.
Same as what Gav says. Everybody that's been commenting, tuning in, thanks very much. Again, if you've already done it, give us a wee like, subscribe on the old YouTube. Catch us on Spotify, Twitter, blah blah, fucking blah. Who cares a day? Aye. Have a good day, everybody. And hopefully it's better than watching that shite.
Hey guys, aye. Keep the faith. Paddy loves that one. Right, keep the faith.
Fuck off, keep the faith, push. Just go out there and fucking get it changed.
He's in tune for the run.
Cheers, lads. See you later.
Thanks very much.